Okay, so before we begin this video, like the title says, this is basically gonna be a story of my life. And, well, just so you know, this isn't pretty at all. So, if you're dealing with any kind of abuse, depression, suicidal thoughts, or cutting yourself, this might not be the video for you. So, also, sorry about all my stuttering in this video. I'm not very used to recording audio or anything, and for some reason, ads keep popping up on my phone, like even when I'm not using an app that has a lot of ads, and that like pauses the recording until I exit out of it, so sorry about all the stuttering. Anyways, without me rambling on, let's begin the vid. So, I didn't grow up in the nicest family. Actually, my family wasn't nice at all. So, okay. So, I'm an only child. I don't know why I need to point that out, but just saying, I'm an only child. No brothers or sisters. None at all. And my parents were very, very abusive. They'd hit me, punch me, kick me, and a lot of times not even feed me. And it was just a lot of pain and suffering for me. By the way, this was when I was very young, like maybe about 3. I don't know, but this kept happening until I was like 4 years old. And after a while, my parents to this day actually adopted me after my nan begging for them to adopt me. And just like that, I was adopted. I didn't deal with them anymore. And my life was just generally way better. I had food, clothes, toys, everything. And this kept going on for about 3 years, or well, until I was about maybe 6 or maybe to when I was about 6 or so. I don't know. Anyways, when I was probably 6, my mom had cancer. I don't know what type of cancer, but yeah, she had cancer. And after a while, like when I was 7 or 8, I seriously lost track of all these events. And she passed away. So I basically just lost the one who just generally made me happiest. And that wasn't helping that I was already in the middle of school. Because at school, I was hated by pretty much everyone. Everyone hated me, thought I was ugly, fat, everything. They just hated generally everything about me. This wasn't for everyone. There were a few people who were my friends, but I think I might have only had 3 friends. After maybe a month, we moved. We moved with my Tina and Louisville. And it wasn't the best there either because Tina's husband was an alcoholic and they would get in fights a lot. And I mean a lot. And normally I try to forget about them by spending time with my cousin. Not the one who teases me, Mike. I'm talking about my cousin Joe. He was very nice to me, and sure, he teased me too, but I could tell that he was teasing, unlike my other cousin who seemed like he just fucking hated me. And a lot of times, to get away from like the arguing and stuff, we would go to some stores like Walmart, Dollar Store, and my favorite, GameStop. I know I'm getting off track a bit, but I don't care, really. Okay, that's a joke. A lot of times we go over there, maybe get me a new DS game to play, like Kirby or Mario or something like that. And that was pretty much my only way of getting away from all the arguing and stuff that was going on. But after a while, my biological dad, Craig, decided to move over to our farm, and that fucking pissed me off. And I kept telling him, "You better not, or I swear to God." But he just ignored me being a 10-year-old and moved in anyways. And that caused us to move because he doesn't have a driver's license or anything like that, and it was freaking the worst. And I just kept begging my dad, "Please, no, don't do this to me. I don't want to go back with him." But he just ignored me, and we moved back. And after a while, we got a dog. Yes, we got a dog. And just to let you know, this next part might trigger some people, so this is just a bit of a warning. That dog was pretty much my best friend for a while. Greg moved to our house in the summertime, like right near the beginning of summer when we just got out of school. So he was pretty much my only friend at that point. But after a while, that dog grew to fucking hate me. Seriously, like I could tell whenever I was up in my room alone, he was plotting to murder me. And after me being abused and dog trying to murder me for about a month and a half, Craig was going to move. He moved to Arizona. Even though he told us he was just going there to visit for a few weeks. Instead, he fucking moved. And I'm only assuming he moved because he never came back. And after like a week or two of him training me how to take care of the dog, which I didn't give a flying fuck about because that dog frickin' hated me. And fun fact, Craig I think he just secretly trained the dog to fucking murder me because I know Craig hated my guts, and yeah. Because one time that dog bit me so hard on my arm, it pretty much just took a chunk of flesh out of me, and I was bleeding like crazy. And Craig just said, "Oh, he's just playing with you. God, what the fuck is wrong with you, you child?" And I'm like, "Hello, my arm is bleeding. What the fuck is wrong with you?" And yeah. My dad did bandage that up and slap Craig in the face. And I just gave him a look like, You fucking deserve that, bitch. But yeah. When like a day before Craig was about to go to Arizona, I woke up and went downstairs, and I couldn't find the dog. And after a while, I figured out, might be outside. P.S. I never bothered to go outside because I'm a couch potato. And after a while, my dad, P.S. not my biological dad, but the other one, okay? The one who adopted me, told me that, Craig shot him. And I was like, wait, what? So basically, Craig thought I wasn't perfect enough to take care of him and shot him in the head. I told you animal lovers should be careful. And I was crying, but not like majorly crying like I did when I lost my mom. Only like 2 tears. So, because again, that dog tried to frickin' murder me whenever he had the chance. And I wasn't that upset because my dad sort of understood that dog was trying to frickin' murder me. So he wasn't that upset either. He didn't want to get a dog in the first place, and neither did I. But Craig, being the one who never gives a flying fuck about us, just got a dog anyways. And I was like, well, at least the cats don't have to panic anymore, right? Right? Yeah, I don't give a fuck. So, yeah, Craig left, never came back, and, we were now struggling, just a little. Not majorly struggling, but struggling just a bit, because we didn't have very much food, because Craig took about all of our food, and we didn't have that much money, so we got what we can eat, and we just tried to survive off of that. But then school came along, which didn't really bother me much. Okay, just kidding. I frickin' hate school. And so far, like, I'm actually not bullied physically, but I am mentally. What I'm saying is, a lot of people actually talk behind my back, like, she's ugly. Like, she's ugly, so fat. You know, like stuff when I was first here. But they affected me extra deeply because, okay, a lot of people who are in my school, your guys are going to get a little explanation. A lot of people would talk about my teeth because they're really crooked, but I'm not able to get braces or anything right now because my dad doesn't have insurance, and again, we're very low on money, so we couldn't even get insurance, so I couldn't even get braces or anything. And it really sucked. And I don't think those people understand what it's like to be in the situation I was in. And after a while, it eventually grown to self-harm, and I even tried to commit suicide a few times. Now we're getting to the present, aka right now. my dad, not my biological dad, my dad that I'm adopted with, like I said, Craig came, left, never came back. He doesn't pay attention to me, like, at all. He doesn't pay attention to me at all. He doesn't really give me some advice. And one time he found me actually harming myself and just walked away and continued what he was doing. Like, he said, oh, okay, I saw that, whatever, don't give a fuck. Okay, I'm gonna continue watching TV. Like, literally, all my dad does is watch TV. Seriously, I'm not joking you. And that just made me feel even more unimportant than I already am. Now, my Aunt Stacy actually started staying over here for a while. Not like living with us, but she would come over here at maybe 6, 7 o'clock and like sleep over here and then leave for a while. She didn't come over here on weekends or Mondays, I believe. But when she was over here, it always made me feel a bit better, but not fully better. Now we're going to start talking about last year. When I was in 6th grade. 6th grade wasn't the best because I actually almost failed this year. Like, seriously, I was struggling so much, so hard, and it was unbelievable. And now I'm going to be talking about one of my best friends, and this is going to affect me even more deeply than this probably whole story has. I have a lot more friends nowadays, but there's still a lot of people who talk behind my back. And I already know it's not one of my friends, or any of my friends for that matter, but yeah. My best friend, Azara, actually moved away this year, and I was so upset about that. Like, I cried for a whole frickin' week because she was pretty much the only one who made me feel way better than I was. And I'm just really upset to see her go. Like, she's my best friend I ever had. Okay, now I'm starting to cry. Sorry. Anyways. When she moved, I felt like it was a punishment for me. Well, that's what it felt like to me in my head. But I just felt like her leaving was a punishment or something. And I cannot stand when, like, one of my best friend moves away or when I get yelled at. Like, I'll just start crying. Trust me, I'm, like, when you first meet me and are really close to me, I normally sort of act, well, I'm basically, like, pretty much basically tsundere. But I can be very, very emotional at times. And it was just very hard for me. And a lot of those times have actually made me kind of scared of being loved, because I didn't want to go back to any more abusive behaviors or anything. Now, I know there are a lot of people who've been through worse than me, but a lot of times, even the littlest things can make you upset, sad, depressed for years. Now, the whole reason I'm telling you guys this is I just want to see if there are any people who have been through any similar situations or have any advice that might make me feel better than I already am. I know this might be hard for you because I don't know what any of you guys are going through now, but I promise you, there are people who love you. Now, you might be like me. You might be like me, feel worthless every day and feel like no one loves you. But I promise you, even if there are people who ignore you, just know they probably love you down deep inside. Well, and that's my story. That's my story of my life and everything I've been through. I hope you guys can understand. And again, please don't make fun of my stuttering or anything. And I guess I'll see you in the next video. Bye.